There is nothing more productive you can do than learning to thread your machine and thread your bobbin as if it were autopilot, as if you were a zombie and you were half asleep and you can just do it without practically looking at it. The number one reason that you'll have problems with your machines have to do with oftentimes the thread, and just basically just unthreading it, pulling it all out and rethreading it can solve a lot of your problems. So I'm going to show you how to thread this machine. And again, I've done it thousands of times. It should just be muscle memory. First thing I'm going to show you is that it has two different disc covers. So this is a larger thread, and I'm going to use the larger disc cover. It actually makes a difference. So you want to use that. Now, let's say I had a narrower spool like that. Then I would just use a smaller one. And the other thing is that I keep these extra ones on the machine. It's because you never have to wonder where it is. So the one that's not in use, stick it on the back. Okay? Don't ever just like throw them in your case or on anywhere, because you're going to lose them. I haven't lost these for 20 something years because I do the right thing, I think, and just keep it on the machine. So here's the small one. I'm going to go ahead and put the black on. And the thread comes from underneath. Okay, so you're going to do this so many times, it's going to be automatic. Like that, under that, over that, down, around. This is going to be at its highest position, needle position. Loop it around, down, through this little loop, and then you can thread it. There's actually very, very few pieces. The number one thing to remember actually is that your presser foot has to be up. I don't have a foot on this right now. I'll put it on so it's a little bit easier for you to get your orientation. But this has to be up, not down. If you ever have problems and you want to try to feed this, when it's down, it means everything is clamped shut in tension, and you cannot move this freely. And it means that there's discs inside, and this little thread might not even get inside the disc to properly feed. So you have to have the presser foot up whenever you're doing anything with threading, such as moving it around. Okay, now to thread it, there's two different devices I have. First of all, I've just done it so many times, I think I have muscle memory, but there's this little device you can use to help thread. And then I just bought this because my eyes aren't working so great, and it's okay. Moment of truth. I've got a very big eye in here. Okay, yeah, and then I just put my, whoops, I actually threaded that perfectly. The number one thing is actually have enough slack, because you don't want to like thread it and then pull it out because of that. Okay, and then when I get it through, I just kind of put my index finger on the back so I can then grab it that way. Loop it underneath, and there you go. Be generous with your thread ends, because if for some reason you didn't have it at the top, it's gonna pull it up and then you're gonna have to rethread it again. That's pretty annoying. Okay, now with the bobbin, it goes on the left. It just seats right there. You're gonna see that there's a little emblem, raised emblem, and that goes on top. The side that has nothing on it goes on the bottom. So pretty side up, I guess you can say. Put it in there, and then you can't see from the top here. Maybe I'll move this. But it goes through there and then around there. And I'm going to have to, I can't do that with one hand. So I'm going to have to just put it down and do it. Okay, so I'm putting it around that silver thing. Again, it's kind of muscle memory. I can see if how you're new, it might not go the first time. And then you pull it taut there once you loop around. It's kind of like a little zigzag, kind of taut. And then there's a little thread cutter here. And you pull that off. And then this just kind of just seats on there. To remove it, there's a little bullseye. You can just kind of put a little tiny bit of pressure there, and it will pull right out. On, off. Okay, now when you feed your fabric through here the first time, take your first stitch, it will just automatically draw up that bobbin thread. Press your foot down, needle position up. I kind of like to start in the needle down position, actually. Hold the top thread up. In fact, if you have, and if you ever have a bobbin thread that's coming out, like, you should do the same thing. This is the way you avoid bird's nests. So I'm going to put this on, whoops, needle should be up. Okay, I'm going to just put this on a regular straight stitch. And some people actually pull that bobbin thread out. That one actually pulled it out. But needle down, and then take that first stitch. And beautiful. No nests. And then always raise it to the upper position. Needle up before you pull it out. And then you can see that I've got a beautiful stitch right there. Okay, now I've got the bobbin thread, which is pink, and the black thread, which is the upper, both out. And in that case, if I were to start a stitch, this is really hard because this sample fabric has so much going on. But I would do the same thing. Hold them both. Start with a needle down position. Hold them both. And there you go. And that will solve about 90% of the problems that new stitchers have with getting a good stitch with the right tension. It's just to start the stitch out right.